What's up? And welcome to Forte Catholic Radio. This is your host, Taylor Schroll. It is a great day today. We have a very special, emphasis on the word special guest for you here today. Here's how we're going to set this all up. For those of you who have been listening on the podcast or on the radio for the last, 4 to 6 months, there has been an update to my sign-off, like Will Ferrell's Stay Classy San Diego. I've had a very specific sign-off that we'll get around to here in a few minutes. If you are an avid listener, you already know what the sign-off is. How we're going to set this up is, I don't know if any of you have ever watched Jimmy Kimmel. He's on late night TV, grew up Catholic. He's all right. Kind of an oddball, but he's all right. He's had this show for about 10 years now. And he's got this friend named Matt Damon. Matt Damon is known for movies that I can't think of right now. And there was that one, I think, that he did something in. So they're friends, and Jimmy Kimmel has never allowed Matt Damon to come on for an interview. So about once a year, Matt Damon sneaks onto the show, in costume, or he'll, be in, Ben Affleck came out one time with, this huge shirt on because Matt Damon was inside of his shirt, and he, came out and, Jimmy's, trying to kick him off the show. He's like, get out of here, Damon. We don't like each other. And it's this huge shtick, right? Just like normal, Ben Affleck will come on once or twice a year to promote his movie. Matt Damon doesn't come on, but he sneaks on once or twice a year to promote his movie. But it's all this huge shtick that has been going on for 10 years, and like our great president said that I can't think of. Matt Damon probably played him in a movie at one point. Carry a big shtick, and that's what I want to do here on the show. Carry a big shtick, because this is all shtick. Everything I do is shtick here. So yes, and I did just set the record for the most times the word shtick was said in a 4-minute span. So he continually has Matt Damon come on to the show. One time Matt Damon did a hostile takeover of the show. He tied Jimmy to a swirly chair and with duct tape and all these kinds of things, right? And it's just a blast to watch. If you've never seen it, just go YouTube Jimmy Kimmel, Matt Damon saga. And I watched the whole thing in 30 minutes one day. It is hilarious. And after every single show that Jimmy Kimmel does, every single one, his sign-off for 10 years has been, oh, sorry, we didn't have enough time to get to Matt Damon tonight, maybe next night, maybe tomorrow, right? So for, 4 to 6 months or so, I tried to schedule this new local character a few times, and he canceled on me and kept saying, oh, I can't do that day, I'm very busy. And then he would make plans to go have dinner on Tuesday nights when we record the show with my other friends. So for 4 to 6 months, the sign-off of the Forte Catholic show has been, sorry, we haven't had enough time for Father Jared Cooke. See ya. So I have a very special co-host who is giggling like a schoolgirl in the background. Notice that he, right when I said that, he deepened his voice a little bit because he wants to feel manly. Father Jared Cooke, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm glad to finally be on your show, Taylor.
Are you?
I'm glad you made time for me. I'm glad you finally invited me to come on your show.
Okay, here's what happened.
Uh-huh.
I invited you. You said no.
That first time I said, yep, this is right.
You're like, I don't know, you're crazy.
Yep.
And because I am persistent, I kept asking. You were like, oh, yeah, we'll schedule that. You're like, oh, I'm very busy. I'm a priest. I work once a week.
Truth.
So you didn't want to come on the show. Why? My first question for you I'm going to just interview you a little bit to let the good people get to know you.
Yes.
Why do you hate me?
Oh, that's so not true. I'm just embarrassed to be around you. I'm joking, Taylor. I don't hate you. I'm just.
You're just so good with words.
Look, you are a very interesting character. People who've never met Taylor, what you listen to is what you get in real life. That is Taylor Schroll, and he's an interesting character. So it's just I feel like I got to step up my game when I'm around Taylor, and I just, because I am so busy as a priest, I just thought, oh, come on.
We see your Instagram. You're like, oh, look at me. I'm at a winery looking at deer. He's laughing because that's what he posted
jealousy. Today. Was that today?
Also, you said my name wrong, so I'm going to call you Father Kooky for the rest of this.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Father Kooky. I've actually never said that. That's funny.
Really? Nickname for life. People have called me Cookie forever.
Cookie? No, I said Kooky.
Oh, well. Like I've been called that too. I've been called Coke. I've been called Cookie. Been called Cokey.
So we have this. We had this theory this week.
Oh no!
And I haven't come up with an answer. Okay. Do you think, like biblical names?
Yeah.
Right. These biblical names that mean exactly what the person did, like Veronica, the lady that wiped the face of Jim. Jesus. She wiped the face of Jim too. She practiced on Jim before she did it with Jesus. She's like, it's going to be pressure. There's going to be Roman centurions.
Dress rehearsal.
Yeah. So she practiced on Jim. Jim was the stand-in in case Jesus couldn't do it. Like a backup actor.
Oh, irreverent.
You're a priest.
This is true.
Okay. How is that not irreverent? They let you be a priest.
Whoa! On with your story.
On with the story.
Hurtful.
You're hurtful.
Hashtag hurtful.
We'll talk about that penance you gave me in confession here soon.
No, we probably shouldn't do that.
No, it was fun.
Anyway, Veronica wiping the face of Jim.
We'll get you defrocked. Yeah. So, Veronica means true image, right? So, like, she definitely lived up to her name. Like the Sons of Thunder.
Yes.
Were they named that because they were thunderous, or were they named Sons of Thunder and they were puny kids, but they had to live up to their name? What do you think, as the biblical scholar that you are? Did people live up to their names, or were they given these names because of how they lived? I asked,
Father Jared would say one and Jared would say another. Let's be honest.
What about Cookie?
Oh, let's not have three Jareds here, okay? No, I think that their names came from their actions in life.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason I asked that question
is
because my last name, which you mispronounced, is Schroll. Okay. It means uncouth and lacking refinement. And I'm just wondering through this biblical scholarship that I'm doing, the high level stuff, because I'm very brilliant.
Can we take a vote on that?
Did I live? No Twitter poll for that. Did I live up to that name, or was I destined for this?
What's the definition again?
Uncouth, unrefined, lacking good manners.
Yes. I hope everyone heard that twice now. Yes, that is very fitting. You live up to it, and it comes from you.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm glad.
You're welcome.
Really
you
glad.
live up to your name.
I do live up to my name. It's a very strong name.
It is.
Unlike Kooky. Okay, here's what we have to address. Oh, no. Because not only did you not come on the show for very long.
My apologies.
I booked you for this 2 weeks ago. I pinned you into a corner, and I said, you're coming on the show. Give me a date.
Yes.
You picked that date.
I did.
And then a week before that date,
yes,
you decided to go behind my back and to go on another great show on Red Sea Radio. I'm not mad at them, but our good friend Judy Como wonderful woman over at Red Sea Roundup.
Yes.
You went on her show before mine. When did she ask you to come on the show?
It was very quick, like 2 weeks before.
So I come back to our original question.
Yes.
Why do you hate me?
It's not that I hate you. It's just that Judy is far more affirming than you are. She's a lot more gentle than you are.
I affirm everything that is wrong in you.
Exactly. No, quite honestly, I felt like Judy Como, as wonderful she is, she would be like the perfect warm up and my perfect, way to debut into radio. This is my second time on the radio to really prepare me for the master that is Taylor.
I am just angry because I have been asking you this for months.
Taylor.
Yes?
Anger is not from God.
Tell that to Jesus in the temple. Jeez. Read your Bible,
righteous. Come on.
Oh, this anger is righteous. Why don't we also talk about, speaking of anger.
Did I tell you how excited I am to be on your show?
You haven't, no.
Well, I'm very excited to be on your show.
We'll start in a few minutes.
Very good.
So you were late today.
I had 1 minute late. My apologies.
And you were texting me while driving. Because you don't care about the priesthood and sustaining your life and continuing the great priesthood that God has called you to.
I'm sorry, Bishop.
I was texting you back whilst driving, and
Yes.
You were being late night. And what did I tell you? The last thing I texted you, you were late, but I said, "Oh, you don't remember. You're having to pull it up."
I'm sorry. What did you say?
I said that I would do you a favor upon your arrival.
Mm-hmm. You said, "I'll hear your confession upon arrival."
Okay, so I said I would hear your confession upon arrival. Are you ready?
And what was my response to you before I tell you if I'm ready or not?
You said that I wasn't ready.
I said that you wouldn't be able to handle it.
I wouldn't be able to handle it.
Yes.
I want to test that theory.
This is Bad News Bears written all over it.
I'd like to hear your confession now.
This is a bad idea.
Forgive me, Taylor, for I was late.
Forgive me, Taylor, for I was late.
It has been 6 months since I told you I'd come on my show.
It's been 6 months since I told you that I was interested in coming on your show.
I am heartily sorry for offending you.
I'm heartily sorry for offending you.
For the loss of friendship and the pain of sarcasm.
Are we not friends?
Not anymore.
For the loss of friendship and the pain that it...
Of the pain of sarcasm.
Of the pain of sarcasm.
And I firmly resolve.
With
the help of your great radio hosting skills.
With the help of your great radio hosting skills.
That we will have a great show.
That we will have a fantastic show.
And I accept you in the name of uncouthness.
And I accept you in the name of uncouthness.
Okay. No, I was saying that to you because I was supposed to absolve you, but I can't do that because I don't have magical powers like you.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you can't tell already, Father Jared and I are friends. I don't know if that came across. And the reason that I really enjoy our friendship and I wanted to have you on, I've never been friends with a priest.
Really?
I've been friendly with many. I've had a mentor of a priest. You're definitely not that.
Wow.
But this has been fun. Like, the fact that you and I can just sit here and chum it up and poke fun at each other, like, there are other priests. Oh, boy. I would never think to make fun of them to their face, right?
Exactly.
It's just come so easy. Our texting conversations.
They're ridiculous.
Oh, they're so much fun. But here's what I want to get at.
Okay.
I want to hear a little bit about your story. That was the plan for this segment, but I told you I was just going to make fun of you for a while.
Yes.
And we're almost done with the segment. So
fantastic.
Here's what we're going to do instead.
Okay.
You, sir,
yes, have
heard my confession.
Where are you going with this?
You won't be defrocked, I promise.
Okay, yes.
You have heard my confession.
I have.
I
believe I have. Have I?
Yes, you definitely have. And you remember. Don't be like, oh, I'm so holy, I don't remember.
I don't remember hearing your confession.
Are you serious?
I'm not allowed to say.
Are you really not allowed to say that you remember, that you heard? I know you can't say like what I said, but you can't say that you heard a certain person's confession?
I would like to be, I want to stay safe. Better safe than sorry.
If you don't know canon law, just don't do anything
exactly.
and you won't break canon law.
This is new.
Well, I can say it. You heard my confession once.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I hope it was a good confession.
It was. It was in your truck. It was awesome.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, this doesn't ring a bell. And he's like, yes. He's like nodding to me. I'm just kidding, canon lawyer. He's not nodding to me. I didn't know that was a rule. I don't think that's a rule. I think you're wrong.
I'm just wanting to be safe.
Okay. So here's what I want to know.
Yes.
Let's assume that you've heard my confession.
Yes, let's assume.
Because you definitely have, and it was in your truck in the parking lot of a restaurant.
Which restaurant?
You don't remember, or you can't say.
I'm going with your fictional story here. Let's hear it.
Let's just say it was Fish Daddies.
Oh gosh, I love Fish
on
Daddies.
a Friday night during Lent.
Oh,
let's just say
we would have gone there on a Friday night.
We would have done that.
We would have.
I
yes.
would have paid. You would have been thankful, and I hope you remember that part.
I'm very grateful that you would have paid for this meal
in this fictional situation that I lost $45 in.
So worth it.
So you have heard my confession.
Okay.
You said that I would not be. What did you say? I wouldn't be ready. I wouldn't be able to handle your confession.
That is what I said in my text message.
I obviously cannot hear your confession other than the fake one we just did.
Yes.
So here's what I want to know. Knowing everything that you know about me and how uncouth I am, and the people listening know who I am, right?
Yes, they do. They're still listening.
I know. They know that you're a priest man.
Yes.
You know your sins. You know the reason that you think that I wouldn't be able to handle your sins. So here's my question to you that I've never been able to truly ask of another human being, because you can only ask this of priests.
And we're doing this on the radio?
Because they're the only one that know.
Okay.
Who's a worse sinner, you or me? Keeping all this in mind, everybody knows me. You were late. You didn't come on my show. You don't like me, but you're a priest. Like, who's the worst sinner?
First things first, I know you are so proud of that question.
Oh, jeez.
You've been waiting to pull that one out,
I've had
haven't you?
6 months to prepare for this interview. It's your fault.
Oh, no. I, of course, am the bigger sinner.
Do you really think that, or are you just like being like priest fake humble?
Oh, don't put me in that corner. You were big on corners. Stop cornering me like that.
I'm prepared for this interview. You texted me. You're like, oh, I've been busy as a priest. I'm not prepared for this.
I am not prepared for this.
You carry the show. This is me carrying the show. This is what you asked for.
This is good. Look, we are all sinners, some more than others, but, we thank God. God is merciful. I still think I'm the greater sinner.
So here's what I think. I'm not going to do a Twitter poll because I would definitely lose if I went up against a priest.
Oh, I think we should do this Twitter vote.
I mean, we can if you want to.
I think we should.
But here's the thing. Like, people that don't know you are definitely going to pick me just for the fact that you're a priest, and I'm going to lose. I definitely think I'm the bigger sinner. So you know what we're going to do?
What's that?
We're going to come back. We're going to get a little bit more about your story. We're going to keep this show rolling because I'm having way too much fun. We'll be right back.
We interrupt this broadcast to bring you a message from Definitely Not Taylor. If you are listening to this show, you should totally rate it and subscribe to it on iTunes. To rate it, go to the iTunes Podcasts app on your phone, search Forte Catholic, scroll down to Review, give 5 stars, write that you like the show, and then move on with your day. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Welcome back to Forte Catholic as we record here from the Red Sea Radio Above Ground Studios. It's great to have you back in. Father Jared Cooke is here today.
I made it back.
You did. You didn't
from the break.
You didn't leave in between segments.
I thought about leaving and not coming back for another 4 months.
I thought the canon lawyer genie was going to pop up and take you away after that first segment. Here's what I want. How long you been a priest, dude?
Oh, man, we're pushing a year. Yeah.
Pushing a year. I just called you a priest, dude? That was
called
fun.
me a priest, dude.
That reminds me of one of the first times we ever spoke through text message.
Yeah.
I was like, thanks, bro. I was like, wait, father, brother.
Bro.
Catholicism's weird. Okay. So,
I love it.
I love it. Here's what I want. How long have you been a priest? Did you answer the question?
Pushing a year. Yeah.
Pushing
9-10 months, something like that.
Daisies.
Yeah.
Pushing a year. So, baby priest. And here's what I want. I want the report on your first year. I want to just ask you a few questions about your first year.
Okay.
Some very, very serious. This is a very serious show.
Okay, sure.
Make Catholicism serious again.
Yes.
The exact opposite of this. Others will be a little fun. So, in your first year, what is and this is rapid fire. Dead air. I know this is only your second time on
one
radio.
Of those things. Okay.
Dead air does not work, and I don't want to have to carry this interview any more than I already have to.
Okay, well, don't ask complex questions.
I'm going to ask very tough questions.
Oh, man.
What has been the most surprising thing? You expected something different. The most surprising thing in your first year of priesthood?
Most surprising thing. Oh my gosh, off the top of my head, without me thinking and coming up with something really smart.
That's a rude bald joke. Very rude bald joke.
The top of your head.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's all off the top of my head.
Very surprising.
This whole show is just like my head, off my hair, off the top of my head.
How amazing the honest to goodness. One of the things that has surprised me the most is how amazing the old folks in our parish are. It has been a blast with them. I actually enjoy spending more time with them than I do people like Taylor.
I saw that coming, and it was hurtful before you even said it.
I'm so sorry.
What makes you like the old people?
Well, first for starters, they're very kind to me, unlike the person sitting across the table from me. But that's beside the point. It's always about Taylor. Gosh, honest to goodness, when I left seminary, we had a formation director who, ad nauseum, all throughout the time we were in seminary, his advice for us once we were ordained and got in the parish was 3 things: let the people love you, love them back, and don't you dare take advantage of them. And he would always laugh afterwards, but he was so dead serious about it. And it was so easy coming to St. Joseph's because especially the older generations, just I gained like 500 grandparents. That is how amazing they are.
I really thought you were going to say Facebook followers.
Actually, some of them are on Facebook. I'm quite impressed. Yes. But no, they're just extremely lovable people, and they're lifting me up as a priest. You know, there's a lot of, it's just the way it is. As a young priest, I feel like I have a lot of pressure, not necessarily to be a people pleaser, but really just to kind of be able to identify and connect with the people. But they are just so good at meeting me halfway and building me up and always asking how I'm doing. And it's been an amazing experience, especially with the older crowd. And of course, I do better with the younger crowd. I'm all about young adult ministry and especially being at the school. So it's just been very surprising to me how much I've connected with the elderly folk, the wise folk of the parish.
Speaking of social media and the Facebooks,
yes,
you are very active on the Instagrams.
I am active on the Instagrams. As of a couple hours ago, actually.
Do what?
Did you see the one from today?
No, I'm very busy. I actually work more than one day a week.
My Lord.
So
have mercy.
You're on Instagram.
I am.
And you post pictures of yourself from when you were in high school. I almost said when you were single in high school, like that would allude other things that aren't true.
Things.
When you were a strapping young man, didn't know that you were going to be celibate for the rest of your life. Which is
a wonderful life, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Do you like that?
Let's talk about that later. Yes, I love it, actually.
Well, I'm going to write this down.
Oh, he's making notes.
We'll talk about
yes.
Celibacy.
It is a beautiful life.
I don't know how to spell that word. We're just going to move on.
Yes.
So that's what's called humility. No one else had to know that. I'm very humble.
Oh, my Lord.
Can
we take another Twitter vote on that?
Nothing's ever about me.
Yes.
I put others first at all times.
Absolutely.
As you can tell in my social media.
Yes.
So what's the point of sharing those old photos? Like, what are you thinking? I want to get inside your brain. Very scary thing to do. I want to get inside your brain when you're posting those pictures.
Well, I'm all about the hashtag Throwback Thursday, which you haven't seen my throwback today.
I'll pull up. Okay. You keep talking to the people.
But also, I like it so much that I even have prescribed to that Flashback Friday, right? So honest to goodness, my family had moved a couple years ago, and so
kooky family.
My kooky family. So I got my hands in a whole bunch of old photos, and of course, I didn't scan them. I took just shots of them with my cell phone, and so I've got a file full of young pictures and high school pictures, and this is part of my. I look at it as part of my ministry. One of my whole reasons for being on social media And one of my goals, stop laughing. You just looked at the picture, didn't you?
I looked at the picture. I'm laughing at what you said, though. It's
Yeah.
I consider it part of my ministry because it's the only thing I do other than Mass on Sunday.
That is so not true.
I worked today. I posted a Throwback Thursday.
That's it. I really want people to know that priests are real people. I want people to understand, that we've come from all walks of life. And so when I find a picture of me and my high school friends, which I posted a couple months ago, it was a Throwback Thursday picture. I just want people to know that we come from all walks of life and that we are normal people. We continue to be normal people. And, we can hang out with the best of them. We can, if we're of age, we love to go enjoy a beer with friends. We love to binge watch our favorite
Did
TV
you
show.
say if you're of age, how many under 21-year-old priests do you know?
That's a true statement. Stop cornering me. Gosh.
This 13-year-old just heard my confession.
That is so not right.
It was on October 31st.
You see, I had this really good example and you're just dogging it. Okay. You get my point though. That is one of my reasons for doing that. And so yeah, I love doing it. You need to do more of that. When you had hair.
Oh no, it's so depressing.
Is it now?
Yeah, just because I look at these pictures and I look at you and oh, this guy had a future, and then I look at you now and I'm like, man, that's why I struggle with those throwback pictures. I'm like, man, I used to be in shape and good at stuff and good looking, and now I have to do radio so no one can see me.
You've got a great radio face.
Thank you. That's never been mentioned on this show. You're the first.
Oh, well, you're welcome.
Today. So, here's your picture from today. You're receiving your first communion at St. Michael's Catholic Church. I grew up at a St. Michael's Catholic Church.
Did you really?
Maybe that's why we, whatever this is.
We'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at like.
That, like.
So, before we go too much further, you mentioned something about how you are trying to humanize the priesthood, and I actually want to compliment you.
Mm-hmm.
No, very surprising. Brace yourself.
I'm ready for this.
I think you've done that for me. Even people listening right now, a lot of, I can already imagine somebody being like, "Oh, you can't make fun of the priesthood, Taylor. You need to stop. I'm not making fun of the priesthood. I'm making fun of you. You know,
I'm glad to be your punching bag, bro.
Because with Jesus, right?
Sure.
There's the heresy on the side, he's all God, he's all divine. There's no humanness with him at all. Right. There's the other heresy on the other side where he's just human, he's not divine. Both of those are heresies that, for him, it's fully God and fully man, right? But I think there's a similar thing for priests, where it's I can see. I in my life, I have tended towards I don't think you're divine, but the holy, the set apart, just those things, which are true.
Sure.
But at the same time, you're a human being with your own struggles, with your own joys, with your own desires. And that's why I've enjoyed our friendship, because I'm I get to make fun of a priest and he makes fun of me back and we're friends. And and it's still I absolutely respect your collar, just not you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
He was waiting for that line too.
Just kidding.
Gosh, it's been in his back pocket, I'm sure.
I've all of my jokes are pre-planned. I'm just kidding.
I'm sure
that was actually all off the top of my head, like my hair. So, thank you. That's number one. And don't send me hate mail, people. Get over it. Okay. Next question for you.
Yes.
You have a special Mass tagline that I have a absolute love for, except for in one scenario. So I want to dive into that a little bit. One thing that I don't know. First of all, let the people know, what is your Mass tagline? You say it in every homily.
I tend to do that, and it has just sort of stuck. When I begin my homilies, generally, excuse me, in one form or another, I will always say, I will say good morning, good evening, and I will say, thank you for making Jesus a priority in your day. And I'll let that lead into what I'm going to say.
It's fantastic. I love it. It's phenomenal.
Thank you.
My next question is, I've actually never asked you this because I've always just made fun of you for the next part that I'm going to ask you about. Where did that come from? Where did you actually get that idea? I've never asked you.
Brother, I'm going to chalk that up to the Holy Spirit. I really don't know. I think actually, now that I think about it, I was so impressed with the sheer amount of people that were attending daily Mass at St. Joseph Catholic Church. And when we had a packed house for nearly every daily Mass, I was just kind of in my excitement and my shock. It came out one day that thank you for being here and for really truly making Jesus a priority in your day. You could be doing anything else that you want to do right now, and yet you find yourself here. You made the choice to get up from doing whatever you're doing setting aside your goals for the day, and you came and you began your day with Christ, or you ended your day with Christ. So it just kind of caught on, and I don't know, maybe it's the affirmation I got after Mass. I'm like, this is a keeper.
I have to be here. You people decided to be here.
Come visit me.
I'm very lonely. So there is one time, and I've told you that it's one of those things. Just like today, I'll compliment you, then make fun of you. Like that's just how
build me up,
how I
break me down,
break you down. I'm just like God in that way. Just like the Jesus. There's one I absolutely love that saying.
Yes.
There's one time that I don't.
I know which time you're talking about.
What time is that, Father Jared
Well,
Cooke?
why don't you? You're so good at telling stories. Go for it.
So you celebrate Mass.
I do.
At the church, and all those people chose to be there.
They did.
On Sundays, most of them chose to be there. Some of the kids were dragged along by their parents. Some of the husbands dragged along by their wives,
Yes.
You celebrate Mass at the Catholic school.
I do, which is awesome.
And sometimes, some junior high school kids, sometimes they're not, let's just say, the most engaged in Mass.
Right.
And you stand up there to a crowd that's, 20% fully engaged.
Right.
10% interested.
Right. We've been working on it this year.
10% watching.
Yeah.
Another 10% passed out, in their chair. Okay. So it's just how it is.
Right.
You're right. Things have been improving. We've done things to improve it. But there's always going to be, there's some like kids that aren't even Catholic that are in the Mass.
Right.
Like, what do they care?
Yeah.
As much as we can do, they're just like, whatever. I don't believe in God, so why would I listen to this? Right. But you're engaging. You're a good homilist. But you always start by saying, thanks for making Jesus a part of your day. They don't have a choice.
They don't, which is awesome.
You're giving them a compliment. And it's like, Father Jared, congratulations on being born. You did nothing. This is not your congratulations.
With as creative as you are, Taylor, you have yet to give me any pointers on what else I could say to those young impressionable minds to have that tagline. I bet you could come up with something amazing
right now.
Do it.
Look, guys, I usually say thanks for making Jesus part of a day.
Yes.
Part of your day.
Yes.
But you guys are stuck here.
Yes.
So how can we salvage something about this? Here's what I have to say. Boom, prepared homily.
Boom.
That's all you got to do.
Boom.
That's all you got to do. I would have been a great priest, except for the celibacy part. So let's talk about that, right?
Oh, no.
Is that difficult? I imagine that it is because I know me and I know males.
Sure.
Is that a difficult thing? How does that go for you?
Yeah, look, celibacy, and of course, this is hindsight 2020. I will tell you, it has always been difficult because yes, I am a man, and that is a natural gift from God to have these instincts and these feelings and stuff. And so going through seminary, it was truly a process to really come to understand the church's wisdom behind celibacy. And of course, I've been living this life now because I was in seminary for 9 years. Long process.
No girlfriends during that time.
No girlfriends in seminary.
Hey, I mean, it's
strictly forbidden.
Well, I mean, it's a rule, but it's not like from God yet. Now it's from God. Now
it's from God. Now it's from God.
That's just some guy being like, I'm celibate, so you have to be too.
That's right. Look, when I got to the point where I realized that this is going to be a lifelong process, I was able to handle it a lot better. Just like marriage is a lifelong process, so is celibacy. A lot of guys too, when they struggle with things and they, especially with celibacy, just trying to understand it and really live the life. One of the first things they think of is, okay, I'm definitely just called to marriage then. Well, and a priest told me this one time. He said, look, there is just as much loneliness in marriage as there is in the priesthood, as there is in celibacy. And that just kind of like blew my mind. And as I've got to know more and more married couples and the struggles that they go through.
They also are all miserable.
I did not say that. Anyway, you get the point. It is loneliness, which can come from things like celibacy, but also from marriage. That's human. That is a human condition, and it's something we all struggle with in different ways. But I will say, and I love my bishops. I love them both greatly. But I would say that obedience is harder than celibacy, quite honestly.
You did it very well earlier when I made you do the Taylor's Act of Contrition. You were very obedient. You've practiced well.
I was. I don't know why, but I was. I'll probably regret that later, but I was.
If only we were recording this. Oh, wait. We are.
Oh, snap.
Okay, we have 1 minute left in this segment.
Oh, fun.
What is the thing from the priesthood, from your first year, that I haven't asked you the question for, you have to share?
Oh, my gosh.
Final thing.
You got to give me a better question than that. What do you want to know?
I want to know
Flag time.
how much time do you actually put into your homilies?
Okay. It depends. If it's going to be a Sunday homily, I pull out all the stops. Quite honestly, because that is the one time in the week that I get the biggest crowd. And that is not a pride thing. That is just this is my opportunity. This is my chance. And so I really do put a lot into it. I told Judy this the other day. I have been given just a gift from God of writing. I'm not a natural speaker. I can't really speak off the cuff very well.
You didn't have to say that.
Oh my gosh. I can't even get through my stories. Oh my gosh. And so I tend to write out all of my homilies. Half the time I stray from them when I actually write them, but I write them as a script. So I write them sort of as I'm going to present them. And so, yeah.
None of this show is scripted. I don't know if you could tell.
I know. How have I been doing? Goodness
It's
gracious.
been fun. Father Jared, you are amazing. I wanted to say just kidding, but I can't. It's really true.
Thank
Guys,
you for that.
we will be right back with our final segment with this kooky priest. Hey, it's Taylor. Aren't you glad I'm not using voice modulation between these two segments? You're welcome, friends. Hey, I just wanted to stop and take a moment to tell you to go visit the website for all your Forte Catholic needs, ForteCatholic.com. You can find old podcast episodes. You can find info on my music, on my speaking. You can find booking information. If you want me to come out to your parish or diocesan event or school, I would love to. Go check it out, ForteCatholic.com, and enjoy the rest of the show. Welcome back to Forte Catholic. This is your dancing host, Taylor Schroll.
Mm-hmm.
I am very white, so I can only dance one half at a time, top half or bottom half. So when I'm sitting down, my top half's pretty okay. I can dab with the best of them. Father Jared, what's your best dance move?
First of all, be glad you didn't see what I just saw Taylor doing with this dance thing.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Yes, I'm sorry. What was your question? I was very distracted.
What's your favorite dance move?
My favorite dance move? I can't say on the radio.
Okay.
I'm joking. You should have seen everyone just whoop, look at me.
You do realize that answer is worse than whatever the actual answer is?
Are we saying individual dance or like dance with a partner?
You can't dance with a partner. We talked about your celibacy in the last segment.
I two-stepped with my mother at a wedding I just went to, and it was wonderful.
Oh, that's
I'm a two-stepper.
Sad, I think.
Old ladies and my mom are the only ones I'm allowed to dance with. I can line dance. Oh, I love
that's
line
really
dancing.
you just saved yourself. You
I
just
love it.
kept your mom out of the old lady section. That was really
good. I
good.
love my mama.
That was classic.
Anyway.
So last segment we talked about, we did like the review of your first year in the priesthood.
Yes.
I'd give you a solid A-. That would be my grade for you.
From Taylor, I will take that.
Okay. All right. So here's what I want to talk about. What's next? We talked a bit at the end of the last segment that you are a pretty ambitious fellow. So when are you going to be the bishop?
Hopefully never.
Why not? You don't have ambition? God didn't place this desire to impact the church in a larger scale?
I'm not bishop material.
Amen.
Ouch. No, I don't need to be a bishop to have a far reach. I really don't. I'm grateful for our bishops, and there are some people who are just totally, they are chosen by God to be bishops. And you know what? Who knows? One day I'm open to the Spirit, but I'm hoping not.
So how can you be ambitious as a priest?
How can you be ambitious as a priest?
Yeah. I have big dreams, and you're just like, I'm fine.
I'm very fine where I'm at. I am so happy where I'm at. Well, first of all, you can have ambition with whatever place you find yourself in life. You can find ambition with anything that you do. You can have goals.
I can. I asked if you can.
Yes, absolutely, I can. I do, and I do have ambitions. I have ambitions to save souls.
You're so holy.
Okay,
so here's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about ambition.
Yes.
We've been joking about Twitter polls this whole time. I actually ran a Twitter poll, and this is the second most thing in the Twitter poll that people wanted to hear about.
No kidding.
So I did this radio tease to go along with your 7-month radio tease. You've only been in radio twice, but you did a 7-month radio tease. Good for you.
It's been wonderful.
The Bible, you heard of that?
What?
The Bible?
Oh, yes, the Bible.
Okay.
Yes.
It's the other book you read that's not the sacramentary. I don't know how often you read that one.
The sacramentary is full of the Bible.
It is. The Bible has the story in Genesis chapter 11, which is it's a pretty common story.
Sure.
The story of the Tower of Babel, the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Tower of Babel. They're not the same thing, people. I don't want you to believe. I don't want you to believe that. That would be awesome. Actually, you know what?
This is your show. Let people believe what they want. That's right.
Okay. So in Genesis chapter 11, let's just test your knowledge.
This is a bad idea.
What happens in the Tower of Babel story? You are smarter than a child. Why don't you share the story?
Don't they build this tower because they're trying to reach God?
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
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 What was their motivation? What was the problem with it? Trying to reach God isn't a bad thing. What's the problem with it?
What was their problem? I'm not pulling this up on my iPhone, am I, Taylor?
You definitely are.
I should have read this scripture before.
Do I need to hear your confession again?
You do.
Okay. So they invented brick making.
Oh yeah,
that's the part of the story that, to be fair, I didn't remember either.
Fair enough.
But then again, I didn't give my life to the priesthood. So they had this incredible technical innovation of brick making, and they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens."
Amen.
Which sounds all right.
Right.
So that we can make a name for ourselves.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we will be scattered over all of a sudden, you're able to just quote this like it's word for word, like you're just reading it off of a piece of paper or your phone or something.
Your text message.
My text. Oh, geez.
I should read more
my
of those.
Notes. Yeah, I prepared you for this, and you're just like, I'm not going to look at it. Otherwise, we will be scattered. Here's the interesting part.
Yeah.
He says, we'll make a name for ourselves. Otherwise, we will be scattered over the face of the whole earth.
Mm.
Can you guess the outcome of this story? Mm. God scattered them across the face of the entire earth.
Of course.
They're like, if we don't make a name for ourselves, we'll be scattered. And God's like, no, because you did this, you dummies, I'm going to scatter you. And he made them babble like you do in your homilies. Wait, what? Do I have to edit that out? I'm just kidding.
You would never.
I really like your homilies.
Thank you.
They're really good. I've actually, because you never came on the show, actually used a lot of material of yours from your homilies as segments on the show.
You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
And never gave you credit. So
that's awful.
To be fair, I did a whole segment on one of your homilies, and you admitted in your homily that you stole it from another priest, so it's fine. I didn't give
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You called me ordinary. It was very rude.
I did. Sorry.
Okay. That's an inside joke. If you listen to the show for a very long time, since this whole Father Jared Cooke saga, you know what we're talking about. So, if there's ever a question as to our motives whenever we have ambition, the Lord scattered them from all over the earth and they stopped building the city. That's the question of if God cares about our intentions, our
motivations.
Our motivations behind our actions, right?
Definitely.
So, have you heard of Adam and Eve also in the book of Genesis?
Which part is that?
Would you like to scroll to Genesis chapter 1, 2, and 3? They appear.
I very much know who Adam and Eve are. Yes.
So they were forbidden to eat what, priest man?
Corn on the cob, apple, fruit from the tree of knowledge.
It doesn't say apple either, but there you go. Way to fix it. Fruit. And in the garden of Gethsemane?
No, sir. Eden.
There you go. I was trying to throw you off. So
he's really trying to corner me again.
I really am.
Jeez.
So it's ever since then, we've been trying to cover up these flaws, not necessarily with the fig leaves like they did, but we've been trying to cover it up with our accomplishments, like they did at Babel. It's if I can make a name for myself, if I can accomplish things, if I can have a best-selling book, or I can sell a business for multi-billions of dollars, or if, I finally signed that record deal that I've been dreaming of since, never mind, I gave up on that.
One day, Taylor.
If you can get 1,000 followers on Instagram to like your picture of you with frosted tips in 8th grade, whatever you can do to try to mask this pain that you have in your life.
Oh, yes.
Or even building the world's tallest tower. Like, this is to try to mask our sinful human condition. Earlier, you admitted that you're a sinner. I didn't go as far.
But the people know the truth.
The people know the truth.
That
so people try to use work as a means for making a name for themselves, for saving themselves,
right.
when really we should be working for whom?
We should always be working for the greater glory of God.
You're right, but the way you said that was hilarious to me for some reason. I don't know if it'll come across on the audio, but your face was hilarious, as
wonderful.
It usually is.
Oh, thank you.
So here's a part of this story that I never heard. I know that you know where Adam and Eve are in the Bible.
Yeah.
There's this book of Isaiah. Any idea where that is in the Bible?
Of course I do.
How many chapters do you think are in the book of Isaiah?
Book of Isaiah? I don't know, 60.
You pulled up your notes, didn't you?
60, right?
I don't know the number, but I know that there's at least 60
There absolutely
because
is.
you're now reading. I just realized
Yes.
you actually are following along the notes of this conversation. Here's what's cool.
Yeah.
I never knew this story until last week. A lot of this idea is coming from a Bible study that I've been doing on my phone on the YouVersion app that I talk about
Nice, yeah.
all the time. Yes, I do sometimes pray, Father Jared, contrary to your popular belief. So, Isaiah chapter 60.
Yeah.
Let me set this up for you.
Go for it.
Had you heard this story before I sent it to you?
I remember hearing it, but it was very good to be reminded.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that. See? You're
So-
making your priest better.
Didn't take much. So the people...
#hurtful.
Hashtag I'm going to get fired. The people of Tarshish... Tarshish? How you say that word?
Tarshish.
Worship yourselves. The people of Tarshish are bringing their ships. They're like, okay, here's this. They're trying to bring all of these things to the holy city. They're bringing their gifts as a praise for God. Tarshish brings the best of their ships. Like, that's what they're good at. Midian and Ephah. Yeah, we're gonna go with that.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
If I see you over there again. They bring their livestock. Like, that's their thing. Sheba, Kamini Sova. That's a small joke for the one person that will get that. Sheba, do you get that joke?
I wish I did.
No. I'm glad you don't.
Yep.
Otherwise, you'd have to go to confession with me again.
Yep.
Sheba brings gold and frankincense. I kind of think Sheba wins, but the wealth of the nations, the best of these creations, of all these different nations, they brought what they were best at. They brought it to the eternal city to glorify the one who called the people to create. So this reverses Babel. There's another story, a very popular story. We're celebrating the feast in a couple of weeks, and I'll give you another test. What's another story that reverses what happens at Babel?
Am I still on the radio?
You are. So at the Tower of Babel, they're all working together. They're
Yes.
speaking.
You were really cornering the priest. And
I was. They're speaking,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden God messes with their language.
Oh, brother, you're talking about Pentecost. And that's coming up.
It is coming up.
That was my first mass that I
tried
ever
to
celebrated.
Is it really?
It was, yes.
It's really. I don't care. All my priest questions were in the previous segment. I'm just kidding. That's
hurtful.
That's actually really cool that you celebrated on
It'll
Pentecost.
be my 1-year anniversary.
That's exciting.
Or 1-year anniversary.
We're doing a big Pentecost mass that you should come to.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it'll be fun. So what was I talking about? You threw me off. We were talking about Pentecost. Oh yeah, the reverse was like the reverse of Babel. I always heard was Pentecost. Now, this is another one where they're like, yes, having ambition, working hard can be a good thing. You're taking, like the story of Cain and Abel. Abel took the best of his. He didn't give God literally everything. He gave him the best, and he gave him his. We believe 10%, like the best of what's on top. So ambition is a good thing, as long as you're trying to do it. And like, I have to check myself on this all the time.
Sure.
Like, why do I do this radio show? Is
Right.
it for people? Is it for God? Is it for me? And like, I think if I'm honest with myself, every day is a little different, different percentage of that. So just something to keep in mind. Any final thoughts on ambition before we play a little game here?
Oh, sure. No, look, ambition, excuse me. Oh,
There's a cough button that
There
I've
is a cough button.
continually tried to tell you about that you don't seem to respect me
I'm
enough
back.
to listen.
brother, I think you hit the nail on the head when you were focusing on motivation. I meet people day in and day out who are really lost in life. They are unhappy with life. And we really have to go. One of the things I do with them is we go through this process of trying to remind themselves why they're doing what they're doing, why they got themselves into that work, that family, that job in the first place, and to remind themselves, truly what their motivations behind it are. And if their motivations are impure, or if their motivations are not for God's greater glory, then it's time to adjust. Really keeping Christ center in their life. And, it's just a good exercise, kind of an examination of conscience that we go through.
You know what else is a good exercise?
I can't wait to find out.
A good exercise would be to challenge a priest on the air to a game
I
of
wish you-
rapid fire.
Oh, I wish
We
you
have
would.
4 minutes left.
I would.
Dun, dun,
4 minutes
dun.
left. Sam, you are
Yo.
the host of this game. How are you doing today, Sam?
I'm doing good.
Good to see you,
You
Sam.
came just in time,
Just
in
in
time to
time.
host this game. What's the name of this game, Sam? Enlighten the priest.
This is called Prophet Jeremiah or Justin Bieber.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun,
Okay.
dun, dun. All right, here we go.
You ready? Jeremiah or Justin? You ready?
So how
for
does this go? Do I answer the...
You're
You're
going to
going
get the first
first.
question because I just, in all fairness, I've seen the answer to the first question to see if these questions are any good. I will answer the second question. If you get it right, you get a point. If not, you don't.
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Where would I be if you didn't believe?
Is that Justin Bieber or the Holy Writ of God in Jeremiah?
Justin Bieber.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, you
Good
got
job.
one. What is my question, Miss Shepherd?
when will you stop running?
Jeremiah. Yeah.
Has anyone ever heard of anything as strange as this?
Oh, that's so Bieber. I mean,
No, you can't change it. You saw her facial expression.
No.
That's
Tried.
incorrect.
I don't know. I know like 2 of his songs. Okay.
And 2 verses of Jeremiah.
My heart is a vacant house.
Bieber.
It's Bieber.
Yeah, take that, priest.
You're a closeted believer, aren't you?
It's true.
I have no idea. I just read my Bible.
Oh,
so.
yes. Okay.
Wishing I could have just washed away.
That's Bieber.
That is Bieber.
Darn right it's Bieber.
All right.
Is anyone sorry for doing wrong?
Bieber. Oh.
Jeremiah.
Is it too late now to say sorry?
I'm tired of always giving you another chance.
That's me to you when we were trying to schedule this interview.
I love that. Taylor. I mean Bieber.
What? Is that your final answer?
No, my final answer is the other one.
No.
Jeremiah, right.
No,
Yes.
he got that wrong. No, Mackenzie taking score, that does not count.
I tried. The heart can see what is invisible to the eye.
Jeremiah. Dang it.
Justin Bieber.
I missed that verse.
I'm all alone, and this is so sad. And my joy has turned to moping. To moping, sorry.
Mopping. My heart has turned to
Moping? Moping?
Moping.
Moping?
She's cheating.
Not
Not
cheating.
she. I just called you a she. He's cheating.
Is that a
Sam's
Bieber song?
It's Justin Bieber.
That's what I
cheating.
thought.
Stop cheating, priest. Good Lord.
The Lord is merciful.
Haven't I had enough pain already?
Jeremiah. All right.
Good job,
We're
Taylor.
coming down to it. Two more questions. Go.
Oh, new one. Okay. I called you, but you did not answer.
That is not Bieber.
Jeremiah.
Okay, I got to get this right or I lose.
I hope I don't run out of time.
I'm running out of time right now. Bieber. All right. Well, Priest Man, we tied, which means that you have to come back again some other time.
Okay.
All
We will
planned.
continue playing the game. We might play a different game. We'll talk other priesty type stuff.
Wonderful.
Guys, this has been so much fun. Father Jared, thank you for your time.
Thank you for letting me come.
All right,
I
guys.
appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Guys, we will be back next week. See ya! Howdy, folks. I want to thank you so much for listening to today's show. I hope that you enjoyed Father Jared Cooke as much as I enjoyed my time with him. He is awesome. Go check him out, Jared Cooke, on social media. We will be back next week with a great show. Peace.